Okay guys, we're on a path to making the best 4-2-3-1 tactics. This will be the November update. Before this goes on my main channel, I want you guys to help me test this out because a few of my friends who test out my formations normally, some of them don't even play FIFA anymore and some are just too busy with work. So I need some more testing from a wide range of players. So whether you're a Gold 3 player, an Elite player, these tactics are already made to work. They work extremely well as it is. So even if you're watching this, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you don't even know who I am. I make tactics videos every single week on my main channel. I'm looking to make the best 4-2-3-1 for this year. I need to make some adjustments because the way people have changed has been a bit different, so let me know. So balanced is already a very good system. So if you're watching this for the first time, just copy the tactics and instructions and away you go. I suppose you can say come back if you have any feedback. But for everyone else, a regular viewer of mine, I want you to try balance and try pressure and every touch. Let me know down below in the description, in the comment section, what rank you are. I like balanced, but I also like press as position loss. The problem is if I release this to the masses, the average Gold 3 player, I suppose you can say, will struggle with press out position loss because they move the centre backs out of position. So I think with pressure on every touch, they only really pull out when there's a good chance of getting the ball, and that way makes it a bit more safer. Width, we kept it the same in depth. We're not going to be using drop back. My job is not to promote drop back, and even if my tactics formations I use to help people get better at the game, and it might give them an extra couple of wins or so, but I don't want them to abuse the game because they'll never get better. So we're going to keep this the same, let people defend, but at least we can still apply pressure every touch. So that's the idea. They don't just sit there, but when there's a good chance to win the ball, the team press together as a unit. Build up play, keep it on slow build up play. I can't imagine why there's a reason to change this to long ball. The reason why I actually did this in the beginning is because a lot of lower tier players, I would say, so let's say we used the system last year, below Elite 3 they run too much in the final third. So the idea behind slow build up play is that they actually think about who to pass to and do 1-2s backwards as opposed to just running forwards. It was actually so good that I actually kept it on slow build up play. So in the beginning it was mainly for the average player, but slow build up play has actually been a key part because even myself, I do rush sometimes, especially when I'm streaming. I'm not really paying attention too much, so we left on slow build up play. But if you want to, try using long ball, but it doesn't make a difference. Forward runs, we're going to keep it on this. I want you to try two things out if you do get a chance. I want you to try direct passing and forward runs. Just tell me if you notice any significant difference in the 4-2-3-1. Now I know there's a lamb and a ram that players as wingers, but with forward runs, essentially the players do make it's the best way I can explain it is they try to make these run into these positions, but you see they don't have getting behind on them, right? So don't forget, cams don't have getting behind on them, so they almost have a getting behind feature with forward runs. That is what I was attempting. The keyword here is attempting to achieve, but sometimes I think it works extremely well. By the time that someone is parking the bus, it works quite the contrary. So direct passing, it's a bit of like you have to use L1 triggers to use direct passing. You don't have to, but if you want to create space, you have to use L1 triggers. Now, it says over here, players will create chances by making runs for passes into space behind the opposing line, but it doesn't really work that way all the time. I find that with L1 triggers, you have to basically do it manually, and forward runs, I would say more go forward more so, if that makes sense. So I'm recording this at 4 o'clock in the morning, so excuse me for my language. So test that out. Width, we've gone from 45. I want you to try this at 60, okay? Let me know how it is. I'm using 65 right now. I think that's borderlining a bit too wide. What we want to achieve is that when we're attacking, we want to achieve our back four. So let's say, our front four. Let's say the Reds' opponents, our opponent. If we use a 4-2-3-1, so let's say we're attacking, I want it to be like this. Our two CDMs are here. So that way, the left attack mid, right attack mid are wide enough to create bigger gaps in between these areas where the cam and the strikers can exploit by doing 1-2s or doing a 1-2 backwards or doing an L1 trigger and pushing this player and this player forward. That is the logic. So when we had a narrow width in the beginning, it was logical because no one was using overload the ball side. Now it's no point having them like this because by doing this, it allows your opponent's defensive line to be more narrow. And we don't want them to be more narrow, we want them to be wider. So that's the reason why we've increased the width. So it's not because we want to pass to the wide areas, because we want the actual side effects to make it easier. Players in the box, we've gone with 4. You can make this however you want. It doesn't really make a difference too much. But yeah, try that out. Instructions, stay forward, stay central, get in behind. Getting behind is fine. Keep it as it is. You may need stay forward. I'll keep that as that. Cam, stay forward, get into the box. This is fine. I use balanced, but I think for most players, get into the box is better. Same with the Lamina Ram, I use balanced, but I think get into the box also better for most majority. If there's one thing I want you to try, is the reason why I put comeback and defense back on is, number 1, it provides defense stability when they come back, but number 2, when they go forward, when you combine that with slow build-up play, they don't just rush forward down the wings. Whereas if they're on balance, they don't really come back as much, they don't sit as deep, and it's basically, if you think about an average player, they normally rush and they run down the wings. So the idea is they think about what they're doing first, they play a safer pass, and then they try to build up, which forces them to use the butterfly wings. That's the intention, as opposed to defensive intention. So let me know on that. If you do get a chance, do try out free roam. If any of you do get a chance, please do try that out if you do get a chance. One CDM on cut passing lanes that will take over center, as usual. One them's on balance, nothing over there. No change needs to be made here. This is perfect. Just let me know if you find this to be too attacking, and let me know your skill level down below. Left back, right back, stay back, conservative, and overlap. The exact same thing as usual. For these players, don't forget, when you're testing this formation out, make sure you're playing wide players here. Now, I am using Rodrigo and Jimenez. These are terrible examples. I actually sub these guys off. I bring on Dembele here, Dembele and Lucas Moura over there. So they're very, very quick. Don't forget, although these guys are cams, the biggest mistake a lot of people do is they play KDB, Bruno Fernandes, players like Bernardo Silva in these roles. They are very wide players, especially with the width. With 60 width, they are literally wingers, literally. So these guys have to be fast players. You cannot afford, so if you are testing this formation out, you have to use someone above 85 sprint speed, and even then I'd recommend putting Hunter on them. I would say you ideally want 99 sprint speed here, because the idea is we want these to break, pass, and make the overlapping runs on the outside against the right backs. Most right backs and left backs are notoriously fast. You have KDB here. Are you going to be making any ground? Absolutely not. Same thing with the CDM pairing. One CDM here and one attacking CDM, or box to box on this side. And a striker and the cam. I want you over here to have a striker and a cam, but I want the cam to actually be a second striker. So someone like, you know, on the I have Corona here, you can put someone like Eusebio here on a higher end, Cruyff up front. On a cheap end, you can have someone like Heung-min Son here, Ronaldo over here, someone like Messi here, and then maybe someone else, Mbappe here, Neymar here, Mbappe, anything. So I want 2 attackers here, 2 strikers, because a 1-2 is needed to bypass. So you do a 1-2 with your cam to your striker, make a run it behind, and that's the perfect bypass. And the rest is fine. Fullback, centre back is not too much an issue. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what anyone else says about that, because I know what they're talking about. But it's completely fine with that. And that is basically it. Just let me know how that system goes. And we're gonna release this video in December time. So I want to get that out the way and done as soon as I can. So we'll maybe upload 2-3 of these. We'll make some changes. Let me know how it goes. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and of course, as usual, I'll catch you next time. And please let me know down below in the comment section. Those that I suppose you can say do help me out will be rewarded. I will give you free access to the FIFA School if I see people on a consistent basis helping me. But any feedback, and remember, even if you're unsure about something, just say it straight. You know, don't feel the need to say something because you want me to like your opinion. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me. I want you to say honestly, straight to the point. So if you think, for example, you want to do it, but explain why. Don't just say this is bad. Say why this is bad. This way we can help everyone get better together as a community. It's the project formation. Anyway, guys, thanks. Take it easy, of course. I'll catch you next time.